What's up, mi gente? Here we are again outside in a beautiful park on a beautiful Sunday like this. Welcome again to another edition of Nerdy Ricans. I'm Mo.
I'm Papa Nilu.
And we're back at it again. We need to, you know what? This is a good refreshing change out here.
Yes.
You know, it's like, okay, not so refreshing, but so to say. And today we're going to talk about what's coming as far as Marvel and DC is concerned, and give you our feelings regarding them. Because I got to tell you, the lineup, I don't know whether being odd or just have that, like you, that one eyebrow up in the air going, So, in start of the lineup, we're going to go with the number one. And this is from either TV releases or movies. So, number one, we got What If, Season 3.
That's going to be interesting.
Oh.
The what ifs have not disappointed me yet.
Not at all, man. Not at all.
And I like the fact that they gave the Watcher a bigger role throughout, where the comic he didn't really get that.
No, he always opened to the story, stood there, and then boom. And then you don't see him like to the end. It's like the Twilight Zone. Like in the movie, he states what's going to happen on, and then all of a sudden he comes back and then he gives you his synopsis, and then you're like going, dude, no. But then his involvement now, especially in the storyline, and like the one with Vision, with all the
that 3-part episode.
Oh my God, the Vision becoming a version of Thanos, now ruling the world. Oh yeah, you gotta love that sort of thing. All universes. And if I'm not mistaken, I saw in the highlights they had a cowboy Shang-Chi, and that was interesting. Like cowboys, like that's the anticipation part. It's like you see a picture of Shang-Chi as a cowboy, you go, oh wait, I can't wait. And then there's a Gundam, I said it, Gundam Captain America.
That is going to be awesome.
That's
going to be sharp edges.
And it was like 3 seconds too.
Yeah.
Sharp edges. When you're thinking guns, like he's going to transform into a car, a plane, and he got the shield, and I'm like, dude.
They kind of hinted at it with the last What If when he was in the robot.
Oh yeah, that one where he made that one is kind of like a larger version of the Mark I Iron Man armor.
Yeah, the Hulkbuster.
Exactly.
Yes.
So, when I see this as a Gundam, like you say Gundam, I'm like, what? And taking me back to those days when I used to watch that. And I was like, this is going to be awesome. They're really not pulling out all the stops on this.
Oh, yeah.
Really.
I just hope they don't jerk us with the minimum episodes. I hope it goes, and not 6, but maybe 8.
True. I kind of agree with you with that, because it's like, give me a little bit more, maybe one more episode rather than 6 episodes. Give me 8.
Yeah.
It's not too much to ask, because it's like I get it. You're packing in a lot, and it's really, and you're doing it in a way that's exciting to watch. But at the same time, it's like when it's done, it's done.
The last season had what? 8? Did it have 8 already?
I think it was 6 or 8. I'm not
whatever
entirely
it is.
Sure, but give us
more.
more. Give us more.
It was 12.
How is that old saying? More, sir. Please have more.
Yes.
That sort of thing. But again, and then there's this rumor, just a rumor that I've been heard in the world of talk, that maybe there'll be an appearance from Storm.
Yes, that would be interesting. But is it going to be in the What If, or is it going to be
in the What If? So, but the thing is, notice that it opens the door. Marvel is like doing a really good job, and they're not. It's like a little bit of a tease, but not so much of a tease. Like Wolverine, Deadpool. So you're introducing mutants. You got Wolverine. You got X-23. You're introducing Gambit. So you're introducing the world of mutants to the Prime universe little by little. And then when it comes to like the live action X-Men, forget about it. That's it. We're already hot for it. We want more. So again, that's something I'm really, really looking forward to.
Yes.
Now, next on our list here.
I thought she was going to be in the Wakanda series.
I would have thought so too, especially since in the comic books, her and T'Challa got married. But they remember that's in the comic book world. That's not in the MCU cinematic universe. So that's a different story. So now on to number 2. Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. Now, this animated series...
Before we continue with Spider-Man, do you think they should use some of the original voices like they did in the last 2 seasons of the actors?
I would like to see that. because
What ifs?
yeah, I would like to see that because
Bring
even
some
though they
more-
didn't have Tony Stark in one of them, but they had everybody else in
Yes.
there. And in the second season, same thing, more of all the voices that
Yeah.
we're familiar with in the live action, also in the animation. So I would love to see more of that because it kind of, it again
See,
lends to.
Even T'Challa got to film,
Mhm.
got to record his voice.
Yes, he did, and it lends to the idea that you have that transition where you can go from animated to live action. So it's opening that door. That's the thing about Marvel I did like because between their TV series, their animation, and their films, they've kept the continuity. So that way it's it's not.
It brought familiarity.
It brought familiarity, and it's not mixing it with bringing in all other elements that are not part of one or the other. Actually, they're more or less the same. So that part I really like, and I hope they continue doing. Now, next one on our list, again, as I mentioned before, Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. Again, not part of the continuity. Totally different. It's its own separate universe. But I do agree as far as the animation is concerned. I mean, we both agreed on discussing it earlier that it's reminiscent, and if any of you have ever seen it, young Tony Stark, young Iron Man. And that was a whole series, last maybe 2.5 seasons. Good. Don't know what. Yeah, when he goes to school, but nothing went through or forward from there. But it was still good. The animation was great, and that same animation seems to be spilling it to this universe, and I like it because it resembles a lot of what we've seen. You got the action. It's a different universe in itself. You got Osborn, and then you have other rogues that are going to be in this series itself. So while separate, it's bringing in all the elements that we love in the comic books here live. Now, and I'm saying this with excited anticipation. The next one up, of course, as far as TV series is concerned, Daredevil Born Again.
Yes.
Oh, Lord have mercy. I'm telling you that this is one that I got to say it is a long time waiting for it to happen. A long time waiting for it to happen. And, of course, they had changes. They had changes because at first, like when they first reintroduced Matt Murdock, of course, in She-Hulk. Well, actually, before She-Hulk, Spider-Man. Spider-Man, No Way Home.
The lawyer.
Yeah, No Way Home. Yeah, Matt Murdock. And that scene where he catches the brick that was coming into Peter Parker's house, and Peter Parker's like, how did you do that?
Yeah.
So I'm like, yes, Daredevil's back. But then when I saw him in She-Hulk, attorney at law.
He had a different costume.
Well, it was reminiscent of the yellow and red one, but the tone of it, I wasn't really feeling it at first because it was like, it was too.
So it was worked out?
It was watered down, kind of
think
campy.
so?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, because remember the effects of him doing what he does, they had a lot of effects in it. So remember when we saw it from the Netflix series, we didn't see that much of effects. Put it that way. It was a good stunt work, good acrobatics, great martial art action. This one had some of that, like the scene where he faces the She-Hulk the first time and she's trying to throw cars at him and he's out dodging them. Yeah, of course, that's kind of normal, but it looked a lot, CGI. And I'm like, to me, it was like a little campy.
What about when he made his appearance in...
Oh, no. When he made his appearance in Echo, that was true Daredevil.
Yes.
True Daredevil that I reminisce and I love. And that scene in the warehouse, oh, yeah. And the red and black suit, I'm like, ooh. I'm loving it. So I am so looking for it. I mean, we've seen, how many times have we seen the trailer already? Like 5? I lost count. Especially my favorite scene is him and D'Onofrio right across from each other, him and Kingpin. Vincent D'Onofrio plays Kingpin, if you don't know, but they're sitting each other, and it's like they're catching up. It's like you've moved up in the world. Oh, so have you? And that's the funny thing. It's like it's almost reminiscent to the reality of their characters or as actors. It's like, what was it? The Netflix series ended. They didn't do anything in with it. People are waiting, waiting, and then of course, slowly but surely.
And I'm sorry to say,
coming up.
D'Onofrio messed it up for Kingpin.
How?
In terms of nobody else could play him now. He is the Kingpin to me. He was.
That's like saying, of course, who can play Iron Man?
That's it, Tony Stark. Yeah.
Tony Stark killed it for us. I mean,
The
can you imagine anybody else as Tony Stark?
The casting that Marvel did in these movies were on point.
Yes.
They were very on point.
Very on point. And they didn't, like they didn't have a controversy or decided to dilute the stuff.
No.
But they found a way, in a sense, like for instance, you don't have Iron Man, so you have Ironheart, which next on the lineup as well, coming up as a TV series, and I'm loving it. But that's how they did it in the comic book. After Tony Stark left, there had to be someone to fill the shoes of the Golden Avenger. Eventually, Ironheart came into play. And with that one, that's the next one that's going to be coming up in June. So I'm looking forward to that. And from the highlights I've seen of it, new and better armor. It's even reminiscent of Iron Man 3 when he had the extremis or Paul and the armor would just jump onto him. So I am like,
I want to know, is this series going to give the next Iron Man movie, like the beginning of it, like,
please,
yes,
please, because I'm telling you, I have to give compliments to Marvel when I say this, and Kevin Feige. They don't disappoint, and they keep it as, it's like even if there was a slight change, it's not one that's detrimental to the storyline, the characters, whatever. And that slight change advances the storyline where you want to see more. You want to see more.
even if it's just the last 5 seconds or 10 seconds, the very last episode, to set up the movie. Well, I'll take that.
I'll take that. I'll take that. I mean, other than another product, which we'll get to them later, of course, but it's always, they've never disappointed the fan. I will say that. I have to say, with Marvel, they never really disappointed the fan. I mean, yes, they've had some bad films. I'm not going to say they haven't, but they have not been consistently disappointing fans. They've tried to give the fans what we want. And it's true. And also, it gives also to the person who's not a fan. Like, we're comic book fans, so we're going to love it. But then there are those that are non-comic book fans that are watching it, and they're loving it. That's a tribute to their storytelling. Tribute to how they tell a story, how they engage us as fans, and then engage people who are not fans and then become fans because of it. Because I've come across people that have never been fans of the comic book, but love the Marvel movies. Love them.
They don't know that their stories actually came from comic books.
Exactly. So, I don't know about you, but I'm feeling the vortex happening again. Oh, that vortex that commercial life vortex. Oh, God, it's giving me the willies. And with that, unfortunately, we're going to go into that vortex, and we'll be right back with more Ricans. Stay tuned. No, see? I told you I was going to get the willies.
Start. You open again?
You.
Welcome back. We are doing the live Rican in the park today on a nice Sunday afternoon. I'm Papa Nilu.
And I'm going to sumo. This park and this wind and this vortex is killing me, bro. Oh, God, I'm too old for this. In and out of this stuff. Oh, hold on. That feels better. Okay. Now, we're back. And in continuation of our last conversation as far as what's coming out from Marvel, the next one on the list is Eyes of Wakanda, coming out in August. Now, it takes place in points of the MCU, like I think in between the first and the second Wakanda films. And it's an animated feature, but it actually features the people of Wakanda, probably most likely the Doja Milaje, chasing after thieves who have stolen Wakanda artifacts, and they're about to retrieve them. So, it gives lens to the whole idea. It's not just vibranium. I mean, there are vibranium artifacts, and they want to retrieve all of that because, again, as they were discussing in the beginning, that vibranium in the hands of the outsiders, other than themselves, could be a very dangerous weapon, which it makes true.
Yeah.
It makes truth to that. So yes, we can. The animation is reminiscent of course, the What Ifs, and so that's something I'm looking forward to. I think it's gonna at least maybe even open the door as far as other characters and maybe another Wakandan film, but don't know yet. I mean, it's just talks. But as far as
Now, in the comic books,
Mm-hmm.
Captain America's shield,
It's vibranium.
no, it wasn't. Wasn't it adamantium?
No, vibranium.
It was?
It was vibranium.
So what are they going to do when they bring out adamantium?
That's a good question. That is a good question because in the world of comic books, we knew that there was always vibranium and there was always adamantium.
Yes.
It kind of canceled each other out in a way, but I think vibranium also tipped the scale as the strongest metal.
Think so?
Kind of tipped the scale. Said kind of, because they haven't really shown like when Captain America's shield was never stated in the comic books that it was made of vibranium. It just was a shield that was created, and he threw it around and defied the laws of physics. They just didn't add that on until the theater,
Right.
until the MCU and the extended universe, and they said, okay, let's bring in Wakanda. How we do that? Let's get a piece of their metal, create a shield that's Captain America's. There you have it.
If Wolverine is going to be made from vibranium in this universe,
No,
he'll be a lot lighter.
he would be a lot lighter, and he wouldn't have suffered
He would be dangerous.
Think he's not dangerous now?
Yeah,
Jeez.
but a lot more dangerous.
A lot more dangerous he would have been. That's for sure. That is for sure. And again, there's talks that there's supposed to be a mixture of the two metals. A mixture of the two metals. So, again, the CMCU taking what we already know,
Yes.
and what we know is lore, and then for the audience that doesn't know, and then creating something new. Now, I mean, in the past I said, oh, don't do it, you're gonna ruin it. And now I'm like, you know what? It makes sense, you know, and sometimes, not everything, because sometimes some harebrained ideas that they come up with, sometimes I'm like, you gotta be kidding me, right? And then I would sit there, I'm going, no. But somehow, the audience loved it. They gotta accept it. Then I changed my viewpoint to look at it from the standpoint of I'm not a comic book reader, but just someone who's entertained by the story that they're trying to put out there. And in the long run, I was like, okay. I kind of like it. It's like with the first Iron Man, they put in like 30 years in one, the first 30 years in one film.
Yes. Yeah, I like that.
And it was at the end when he says, I'm Iron Man. It's like, what? But wait, that doesn't happen till God knows.
That's what I liked about the Marvel Universe. We don't need to see the history.
No.
We already know it. Show us where they're at now.
Yeah.
And that's what DC needs to do.
DC needs to do a lot.
Yes.
DC needs
And
to
they
do
did
a
it
lot.
with Superman. They did it with Superman. They didn't show us the history. They already established.
With, yes, what they established, but they established a better history when they
Yes.
did Man of Steel. When they did Man of Steel, they introduced the glyphs, they introduced the whole planet, the hierarchy, the government structure, the council,
Yes.
all of that, how they got sent into the Phantom Zone,
I like the
all
fact
of that.
They were high tech, but yet they moved around in these flying. Those creatures. That was instead of using ships or anything, they flew.
Exactly.
around.
I forgot what they call it. I know he called his pet Horok.
Yes.
And Horok was the one that Jor-El was flying on when he got his hand on what they called the Codex,
Yes.
which was interesting because, you know, in past they never talked about how the Kryptonians would manufacture children, and then they would manufacture the children according to, you know, what it is that they want. They want somebody. This child will grow up to be a politician. This child will grow up to be a carpenter.
Yeah.
This one will be a painter, an artist, a politician, a lawyer. You know, all those things. Whereas, and that's why they
weren't
went after
natural birth.
Kal-El.
And they weren't natural birth.
No. As a matter of fact, in that movie, Kal-El was the first birth in 100 years. First natural child. And then, of course, when he took the Codex and embedded him with all the different types of people that can come from his seed off the Codex. So, yeah, that was. But back to Marvel, because we got 2 more to go. Marvel Zombies. This I've been waiting for, bro.
Yes.
Since they highlighted it in season 2 of What If.
Yes.
I'm so waiting to see this.
That's one of my top what if stories.
Hell yeah. It was like Marvel Zombies. It's like the Walking Dead met Marvel heroes, and that's it, bro. And I love that scene in season 2, especially with the Hulk, because they try and they can't bite through his skin, so they can't change him into a zombie, or can't they? So that kind of question mark, leave it there, the what if. But there is something that I did catch, which I think in hindsight, I'm like, wow, there will be a version of Blade as Khonshu. So in essence, we already saw in Moon Knight, the essence of the spirit Khonshu inhabits the body then it becomes his vessel. So Khonshu inhabits the body, and the vessel is none other than Blade.
That's gonna be good.
Like, and then like we were talking about before, who's it going to be the voice of? Mahershala? Wesley Snipes?
They could mess it up and give us the Moon Knight voice, the guy that played Moon Knight.
Shh, don't mention his name.
But they could.
Don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say it. I want to see that. Don't say it, bro. He's a great actor.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. But they killed it after the first one. It's like, what did he do wrong? He did everything right. He played so many different characters. And like he was like the personification of multiple personality disorder. You wanted a clinical explanation? You look him up.
Yeah, and what they did also, they used his twin brother a lot. Yeah, that was awesome.
So yeah, if it's Khonshu, but if it's Blade, I would love to see who is it, Mahershala, or is it going to be Wesley?
I would go with Wesley.
I know, because we both know and we already seen that the news reports go that the movie's on hold. It's still a discussion. They say somewhere in 25. When, I don't know. And then it became a bigger controversy when Wesley Snipes showed up on Deadpool and Wolverine. And as I discussed before, I said, look, you want to make money, you really want to satisfy all the nerdoms like ourselves and those who just watched the movie and was already delighted to see Snipes when I was in like 3 different theaters watching that, and there was not one of them that was silent when he came onto the screen. I think it went bananas. Everybody went bananas the minute they saw him.
Yes.
So, and then they left that line in there, so there'll only be one Blade. I'm like, oh.
Even though he looked a little fiendish.
Yeah, but that's okay. But that's time. You have to make. Yes, unfortunately, he is getting older, but he still looks good for his age, and he still can do what he can do at his age. But I think if he says he's got one movie good in him, I say this, Marvel, you have the vehicle right there in your hands. Secret Wars. It's right there, a multiversal event where the two can be in the same film. One passes the torch to the other. There you have it.
Yeah.
One, a clandestine, perfect ending that people will probably either cry or scream their heads off for. And I can't begin to tell you the box office numbers. Think about that too. All right, so yeah, I could see that happening. I could see that happening in such a huge way that it will be impactful as the way it was when he walked in to that room in Deadpool Wolverine.
It would have to be a deleted scene part.
No deleted scene.
At the end, I don't see it happening in the actual movie itself. I can see it happening after.
Well, I'm not. I'm inclined to agree, but I'm also going to disagree and hope they don't do that sort of thing because, again, fans, we're the ones that are going to put the booties in the seats. We're going to pay these tickets, and I'm telling you, if you do something like that and you bring both in, that's it. That's going to be huge, monumental. People are going to love it, and they're going to lose their minds over it. And that's what you want. That's like that scene when Captain America. You don't know, but you see the Thor's hammer being lifted, Mjolnir, and then who has it? After he hits Thanos, he comes back, and Captain America, and everybody goes, oh! Well, I was one of them too. What am I talking about? But either way, that's what I'm talking about. Look, my hairs are standing up just on that thought, bro. And that's not because it's chilly.
You sure?
I'm sure. But I gotta tell you that something like that has to be that impactful. That impactful. Last but not least, Wonder Man.
I'm gonna like that. It's interesting. It's they're making it very, very different culturally.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's gonna work film.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then I got.
I'm not going to disagree with that because to me it's like Wonder Man, any actor could play that part.
Yes.
And I love the storyline with it. An actor who plays a superhero who inadvertently becomes a superhero.
I just hope they don't do what they did with the series on CW, the Power Man. What was it? That had maybe 2 seasons long. What was that TV show?
It must have been that bad because I don't remember it.
No, it was recently. It was in CW maybe 2 years ago. What was it?
If you know, put it on our Facebook page so that way I can remember. Because if it was that bad, I'm sure don't remember it.
Yeah, lightning symbol.
Oh, you're talking about Black Lightning. Okay, it came back to me. No, that wasn't so bad though. But I was on the third season, even though he had his two daughters now have powers, but it was good.
Yes.
Black Lightning was good.
Started out good.
It started out good. It had that same feel that Wakanda had when they showed the movie The Black Panther. It was culturally, you know, reminiscent of that time period, which is supposedly now, and the ideas that they were trying to install into people. You know, yeah, that to me it was sad to see it go, but again, it was getting campy towards the end. So it was like, come on, man. It's like, and then I liked his appearance in The Flash when they did Crisis on Infinite Earths. That one appearance, that definitely reminded me back when the first ones had come.
That's what pisses me off about DC. They're letting go of the top show, Superman.
I don't like money. What can I say? You don't want my money? That's fine. Marvel does. I love my money.
DC stands for Denomination of Cash.
I'm serious. Denomination of cash it is. That's what we'll call you. Oh, God, I started to feel this thing again. Oh, I hate this. I'm going to get a neck brace.
The Vortex is coming back?
Yeah, Vortex is coming back. That Vortex is commercialism. What can I say? Oh, Lord have mercy. I'm going to get a bucket because I'm going to throw up. And we'll be right back after these few moments. Stay tuned! Hi, welcome back. Welcome back to another edition. I'm Nauseous Mo.
I'm throwing up Lou.
Welcome back again to Ricans. And
We will be discussing Spider-Man Noir.
yes.
It looks very interesting, with starring Nicolas Cage, and the premise of it is in the 30s, I believe, because from what I've seen, he's on top of a rooftop of a car, and he's pretending he's throwing out webs across, and the car is from the 1930s, around the 1930s, early 40s, and it looks very interesting. Well, now, whether Nicolas Cage can pull it off for more than one season, that's a different story, but I'm hoping he can, because I don't know too much of Spider-Man Noir, other than the fact that
it's a detective, if I'm not mistaken. It's more of a detective story. But you're right. You know, with Nicolas Cage, I'm like, again, with his performances with Ghost Rider, I'm a little disappointed.
yes.
So, and he's a comic book guy. So I'm like, what? You would think, but okay. You know, maybe you're following the director's, interpretation, and you had more conflict, whatever the case. But I'm hoping that in this turnaround now with Spider-Man Noir, that it opens the door to a little bit more interpretation from the fans' point of view, which would be him and us from seeing it, and then bringing it out into, the TV world so that we can enjoy the storyline. Because again, it's only been featured in the comic books as
and it's lightly featured.
very lightly featured, because it was only just a mild introduction. Now you're talking about bringing character to life, giving it its backstory and continuing there, and you're giving it a season. So yeah, a lot of stories, a lot of characters, a lot of people to talk about, and things to go about.
And if they're making it detective, then that means they're tapping into, I guess, competition for Batman.
You never know.
They don't have a detective-like character in the Marvel Universe.
Not really, no, not really.
Batman is unique in that form.
Very unique in that, the world's greatest detective, this is true. So as a crime fighter, you could see that with Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying he can't pull it off, because he's got the acting chops to do it. He could pull it off. Not could, should, and would pull it off. So the question becomes, is they're giving him the freedom to do that, or they just gonna say, here, stick to the script and that's it. Because to me, it's like I kind of feel that's probably what happened with Ghost Rider. Like, stick to what we wrote and that's it. Don't give you too much interpretation.
And
So
I'm assuming they're gonna go, because again, the character itself doesn't have his own series. He's on, like you said, featured. So I'm gonna assume that they're gonna develop this character in the live action, and then the comic book should pick up.
eventually, I mean, they've already opened the door to multiversal with Spider-Man No Way Home. When they brought in Peter Parker, excuse me, Andrew Garfield, and they brought in the other Peter Parker.
Yes.
So now you have 3 Spider-Men from 3 different dimensions. So it's not to say that you won't have this Spider-Man.
Which the Andrew Garfield is getting another shot, from what I'm hearing. A third.
Why not?
Yeah.
Why not? Like I said, the fact that you open the door to a multiverse, that leaves the door open to do any one of these characters' films and take it to the next level. Like, what's his name? Tobey Maguire. I mean, when he came on board No Way Home, he was a much older Spider-Man.
Yes.
So it's like, there's nothing to say that a movie with him years after the fact, what's he doing now? How is he doing his thing now? And then with Andrew Garfield, I think the only question I would say with Andrew Garfield at the events of No Way Home, when he saved MJ, it changed, because he did say he got, bitter, dark. He started not pulling his punches. He started being, not the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. So did this event in No Way Home change him so that when he goes back to his Earth, now with the Sinister Six, because they were all six. So with the Sinister Six coming up, and they only started with just the Rhino, but they already had they had the Rhino, you had the Hobgoblin version.
Yeah, but let's be honest, that Rhino was...
Yeah, mechanical. Let's not go there. Let's not go there. It is what it is. But the thing is, you had it in development, it was beginning. It showed the doorway to it. So to me, if they give him that opportunity, let the Sinister Six happen. Yeah. Let it happen, but at least do it in the right way, like the way we've seen it.
They started it with when the other 2 Spider-Men came along.
So start it that way, continue, and give him his opportunity to at least either conclude that story or
and it opened
another.
The door to the multi-universe too, with the whole bad guys coming in. They didn't know.
A lot of them. I saw, if I remember correctly, I saw in the silhouette they shown when the doors are opening, one of them looked like a rhino.
Yeah.
Which, of course, is now going to be featured in Kraven the Hunter, but there it is. Yeah. There it is. So, again, a story plot line where it involves anyone from anywhere, all different variants of Spider-Man, all different variants of heroes, good or villains becoming heroes. All that's still possible, because you use that plot line, anything's possible. It's like, that's why it's like I kind of want to curse DC and say, hey, what the hell is wrong with you? Because you're the ones that created this whole idea of the multiverse when you did Crisis on Infinite Earths.
DC should do that. DC should make 1 year's worth of comics and make it backwards. All the heroes are now bad guys, all the bad guys are now heroes. That would be awesome.
Hello? You hearing this, man?
Where the Joker now chases Batman because of the fact that Batman is, he could break into anything and do anything.
I'm laughing because I'm trying to picture the Joker with his painted face in a something similar to a Batman suit, but with color and flair.
No, he would still keep the purple suit.
Okay, with the purple suit, and his own pockets of utilities, like Batman's utility belt. He's got pockets of stuff all over the place.
He does now.
A horn would be a sonic boom to stop anybody in their tracks.
See?
The little free and come and just wrap them and just pull them in like a battery.
You get me? See? You got me.
Oh God, this is just.
Awesome.
It would be, and I think pretty much anyone's listening out there, I'm very sure if you feel the same, go to our Facebook page, let us know what sort of tools would the Joker use if he was a crime fighter. Let us know that one. And that would be awesome to watch. Now, speaking of Kraven the Hunter, from that, that's the next movie coming out.
Yeah.
And
you see how they're giving bad guys the shot to be in a movie on their own? See that? Okay.
I like that because, quite frankly, with the hero, there's only so much. But the villain, I mean, okay, I'll say one name and it just inspires. We just mentioned him, Joker. And even though we mentioned him as, as an idea as a good guy, but then as he is, and we always say it, and I'm going to say this, there is no other Joker, than who? Heath Ledger.
Yes.
Heath, God rest your soul, bro. You, to this day, I don't think there is any better villain entrance than that is when he's sitting there walking in with the crime bosses. Yes. You want to see a magic trick? I'll make this pencil disappear. Yes, yes. Oh my God. It's just the best entrance. And he played such the best. I mean, you look at Christian. I mean, I remember seeing him as A Knight's Tale, and I love watching that movie, A Knight's Tale. And then it's like a total 360 as him as the Joker. I mean, the voice, and he did his own makeup.
Yeah.
He did his own, and nobody did it for him. He did his own makeup, and they made him look like the Joker. And I'm like, to this day, I can watch that 1,000 times and be entertained, thoroughly entertained 1,000 times watching him. It's like Colin Farrell's Penguin.
That still amazes me to this day.
I watch that show and I keep still saying to myself, that's not him underneath there. And even though I've watched him do the whole transformation into Penguin, still don't believe it's him.
The only way you can see it a little bit is
in the eyes.
Close-ups.
I like it in the eyes, I could tell. And then he did say that his hands are the only thing that's real. But I'm saying, still the walk, the mannerisms, the talk, and I'm like, no, I mean, when I first watched the Batman, and then I watched it, I said, oh, that was good. And then someone said, Colin Farrell's in it. Get out of here. Yeah, and I looked up the list and I said, the Penguin.
Yeah,
what?
Believed it.
And I went back to his scenes, and I'm like, and I had to take a double took. I mean, I really went really close and tried to see it. I was like, damn, that's some good work.
I was shocked.
That's acting. Acting 101. When you can become the character and you convince someone that that's somebody else and not you. To you, Colin, to you, Heath, thank you for your performances.
You ever seen, we got like 4 minutes before we went to commercial break. You ever seen the animated series of when the Joker tricks back Superman into killing Lois Lane?
Oh,
she was pregnant.
Yes.
That was awesome. And that showed that Joker wasn't afraid of anyone.
Nope.
Anyone.
Nope.
I mean, yeah, he got what he deserved.
Well, he wanted to prove the point that if you push a man far enough, they will do something that's beyond their nature.
Yes.
And he proved it to Batman, and Batman was the one who was like, ah! The fact that he put his fist through Joker's heart. That's what he said. Now that's a punchline. That's true.
There's also a comic book where the Batman kills the Joker for messing with Superman.
Yeah. The video game opened up to the comic book, which opened up to the animated feature film.
And they arrest Bruce Wayne for killing the Joker. And Superman breaks into the jail.
Not breaks in. He walked through.
Yeah.
Walked. Says, like I walked through air. Yeah. He walked right through the wall.
And said, you want to come out? You could go. I won't, But he didn't.
No, he didn't. He said he would stay his time. And he gave him a hug. And told him, I will always be there for you. But that's the thing. They're both best friends.
Yeah.
You wouldn't think so, but they are. They are. And that's what's brilliant about good writing, that you can take two people from two different worlds, and yes, they can become friends, they can become brothers, in that sense.
Yep. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we will return. Please let us go back into the vortex and let's see how much Mr. Mo here can take.
I hate you.
I know.
Yeah, back into the vortex again. Oh, Jesus, Lord have mercy.
Hi, I'm Raiden Maloma, and you might know me from my show, Raiden's World. I'm happy to announce that we're going to be holding our 5th annual Winter Wonderland event. At this event, there's going to be toys, art and crafts, snacks, surprises, and best of all, photos with Santa. And all of this to the community is free. But we need your help. Please donate today. For every $5 that we receive, we could give a toy to a child. For more information, you could go to my website, which is raidensworld.com, Or you could go to the LDM Network site, which is ldmnetwork.net. So please, donate today and let's make memories for us kids. Have a Merry Christmas. Bye!
She's so fake. She's such a slut. You can see the layers on her face. Look at her chicken legs. Oh my god. How short is that skirt? I can't believe she'd even put that on. Is that her dress? It's not even on her hardly. It's not even covering her up. It's actually disgusting. Oh my god. How can she do her hair like that? I don't even know how this girl has friends. I saw her talking to Holden the other day. Who does she think she is? I bet she slept with the whole football team. She's not even pretty. She's gained so much weight. She looks like a cow. Such a good idea. Watch this. You're good. Oh my god, that's so funny. You gotta post that. I got an idea. Pass this.
Ah!
We're back.
I hate you. I so hate you.
We're back.
Yeah, we're back.
That was a sudden stop.
Sudden stop? Oh, okay. We're back again with Puerto Ricans. I'm Nauseous Mo.
I'm Vomiting Lou.
And now for some Nordbrochinche coming up. All right, now, it's not unknown to the news as far as the firing of Gina Carano from The Mandalorian. I mean, a lot of us hated how it happened, and to lose her to the show, because she was definitely an integral part. She wasn't a small. She was actually becoming a major part in that show, and the whole firing and how it all happened. So now, thanks to Elon Musk.
Side pun, by the way. Side conversation. If you didn't pick up her action figure for The Mandalorian, you lost out, because it is a very high collector's item right now. Sorry.
Very high.
Yes.
And definitely worth its weight in money going on forward from this point. So it's a hard one to find, and they don't merchandise it. You got a gem, keep it, let it ferment for a little while, and then bank in on it when you can. So she went to court just recently, and Disney wanted to get the charges dismissed because it's about freedom of speech and how Disney was preventing her or saying that the reason they fired her because of her freedom of speech, which she posted on her Instagram. Now, they showed some proof. They showed proof when they looked at Pedro Pascal's Instagram, and then in comparison to Gina Carano's, and it's like night and day.
Right.
It's like I don't see anything that she said was detrimental or influential. I mean, she gave her opinion on something. That's it. That's what freedom of speech is. You give your opinion on something. So now that that's happened, they wanted to dismiss it, saying that there was no First Amendment right, how can I say, infringement against her. Well, the judge was not convinced by Disney's argument, and they shut that down. They went into panic mode because, quite frankly, they know what the next step's going to be. So they filed an appeal. So figuring at the Ninth Circuit that those judges might understand their argument as far as the First Amendment is concerned. Oh, guess what? October 16th, they said, no, nada, nope, no believe you. Give them discovery. You know what that means, because they're now pretty much...
emails are no longer a secret.
Exactly. All the emails that led up to her firing from all the executives and whatever conversations pertinent to it are now going to be part of the defenses, because that's discovery. They have to give that over to them, in which case now it's going to be public. Anyone can read it, which means that the mouse is not going to look so good, from this point forward. Their reputation is going to get shot down even more, because if I remember correctly, they lost like 10,000 subscribers the moment that Gina Carano was fired.
Yes.
10,000 subscribers, that's a lot of money when you think about it. And just think about how much more subscribers or much less people stop going to your amusement parks because they no longer see you, as,
Jolly Greens.
exactly. So, yeah, it's big, it's huge. I mean, for me personally, I would tell them, like any good lawyer, settle. That's your best bet right now. Settle, give her a huge bunch of money because you don't want this out there. You don't want this out there. You want to settle, give her a big number, make it go away. Because right now it's not like she has deep pockets, so you're not gonna beat her out. She's got Elon Musk's and X team of lawyers behind her. Okay, Elon's flipping the bill, so you're not gonna blind her with paperwork till God knows when. They are smarter than that, and they've already got you beat. So right at this point, get out while you still can and do it the only way you know how. Write a big fat check, bro. Write a big fat check.
Settle, put her back in.
Now, as we discussed before, could this be like, how do I call it, the hostile takeover coup in the midst? Being that Elon's backing her, I mean, we both agree at this point that it could be the stages of Elon Musk, who know, maybe acquiring Disney in the long run, because
God, I hope not.
180 million down on one show. You're not doing great in the franchises to begin with, okay, with the exception of Marvel being your saving grace. But in the eyes of the public, you're not also doing great, especially now that the Gina Carano situation is coming back to light. So, in the essence, if you want to maintain the business, you want to maintain the reputation of being wholesome, you may want to, like I said, settle. Give her a big number, write a fat check, everybody's happy, she goes away, you go away. Or...
I also heard in the rumor mill Disney might be leaving Florida.
Well, with all the hurricanes that have come through there over the years and the rebuild.
The fact that the governor from down there, the census guy?
Okay, but he wasn't, as far as I remember, he wasn't successful in gaining that land because Disney owns it, not the government.
But now they got to pay tax, heavy tax, all the back
Well,
tax.
that was the one thing that they are trying to do to get that land now by making them pay taxes.
Yeah.
So.
But anyway, that's a side different show. But
That's a whole different show in itself. But I will say this. If you really wanted to, oh my God, X marks the spot up there, baby. See, he's looking down on us.
the mutants are coming.
Yep.
The mutants.
And with that, I'm looking forward to second season of X-Men '97 when it does come out.
Oh my God. In the meantime, we're getting Storm, which is a good thing. I want to see how they're going to do Storm.
I want to see how they do Storm too, and I hope they keep it true to form, and give her the kind of story that she deserves. Because she is like Wolverine, an integral character in the Marvel universe when it comes to mutants.
She's an Omega.
Oh hell yeah, an Omega level mutant, a gorgeous Nubian princess from where she's at, but also the heart and soul of the X-Men.
Yes.
And in all the years that I've watched her, it's like I've watched the iteration of the character as it happens, and loved each and every one of them, because each one of them put out one aspect of her, from like the First Class to the beginning Bryan Singer films. Each one has brought out something unique that was part of the character. Now just combine it into one and give that one its true justice in the storyline, and when you bring it to the screen for us to watch.
Yes.
That I would look, hey, take my money now. I'd throw you my money right now like a stripper. I'm going to go see it, bro, because this is just going to be that good. I can't wait. I cannot wait.
Like, honestly, it would have been interesting to see her in one of the live actions of, if they ever did another Wakanda.
Who would you want to see? The actress from the First Class, or Halle Berry?
Ooh. Halle Berry is gorgeous. Halle Berry, she pulled it off. She was too short though. She pulled it off.
Luckily, the wind is kind of cold, so his heat can dissipate. You know, because like, you know, I have heat on this side and now I'm getting heat on this side. Okay, just getting me, and it's not because this battery is getting hot.
I mean,
all right.
I hate to censor myself, but she was one bad chick. Right?
Yeah, I heard that. I hate you. But she is. I have to admit that.
But
Oh
I think
my
I
god.
would get a whole different character. I think I would get a whole different actress.
Yeah, who? But that, I'll leave
Honestly?
you. Yeah, who?
Chick from The Walking Dead. She's in the Wakanda movies. She's got that tough.
Wait. Okay, from the Walking Dead shows, the only one I know.
Michonne.
Okay, because who I was thinking at the time, from Discovery, Captain.
She would be even better.
She would be excellent.
She got the look.
She's got the look. She's got the command.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh, Shaniqua Martin Green.
Yes.
If you're listening to this, and if it even comes across your desk, I would love it
Yeah.
if you could be the front runner to be Storm.
Yeah.
I would love you to be Storm.
That would be awesome.
I would be. Oh,
Yeah, I think that she's doing. Yeah.
wait. Just take my money now. Just take it, okay? That's all. I'm not gonna worry. Take it. That's it. And for that edition, I'm here raising Mo.
Yeah, I'm just blue.
We're Puerto Ricans. Stay tuned. Live long and prosper.